What is up, Lorcana Goons? Welcome to the channel. My name's Kevin, and we're doing our Monday Market Watch. Today is October 2nd, and I got some Lorcana stuff to show you. So if you're a fellow Lorcana Goon, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video so you can keep up with everything that we talk about here. So I do want to start off with going over these sealed boxes. The prices really haven't changed. I thought they were going to change because of the news that came about the reprints that were happening sooner, right? But lo and behold, more sales have just been happening around that 370, 360 range, so if this is really you're buying the boxes at right now, then I don't really see like a big difference from like last week, right? I do, however, feel like maybe if you're looking at other people selling the boxes, maybe on OfferUp or something, you might be able to work out some deals because people are afraid of the reprints coming. But aside from that, it's about the same price as the pre-order boxes. These actually did fall a decent amount over the weekend. I feel like the reprint announcement impacted this for whatever reason. But there are some pre-orders here that are basically the same price as the Chapter 1 on TCG Player. I'm not saying to get pre-orders because I'm strongly against pre-orders in general, but I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. I'm just here to show you some things that are happening. So these did fall, and they're the same price as Chapter 1. So if you're one of the goobers that was buying the Chapter 1 boxes on TCG Player for that price, then maybe this will entice you, right? Not financial advice. I do want to talk about something interesting though, is the troves. Now, the troves that we're talking about is not the actual trove full retail price that comes with 8 packs. I'm going to show you that people are trying to finesse you by selling the box by itself for $30. Now, I know people are going to argue that this is worth it. To you, it's probably worth it. I'm not, who am I to say what to spend your money on? But I don't think this is worth it at all, right? If you want the packaging, the little deck boxes that come in the actual box of the troves, go to your local game stores and you'll find some people who are opening these and they're not going to want them. Guarantee you they'll give them to you for free. On top of that, I just don't think it's worth spending $30. There's two completed sales that are $30 for everything that's in the trove minus the 8 packs. And I just feel like in about a year from now, 2 years from now, when all these reprints happen, all this stuff is going to be in the garbage. So I don't think you need to be paying anybody for that type of stuff. And I bring this up because I saw this on Facebook, on Marketplace on Facebook, and people were actually selling and buying these, and they were kind of like, hyping it up and being like, yeah, man, that's a good price. You pay $20 for a box of cardboard. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're paying $30 for cardboard right now, right? But I think that is like a storage, more so storage for commons or bulk or something, and you can buy the 10K storage bulk cardboard thingies for like super cheap, I'm pretty sure. I just don't think you need to be spending $30 on this. Wait until you can get your hands on a trove. Wait until Chapter 2. That trove will also have probably the same stuff as this. So those $30 you're using can probably go into the next trove you want to buy with actual packs in it, right? But that's besides the point. Let's get onto the actual cards. Oh yeah, don't buy the pre-orders. No reason to buy a Cinderella for $61. I'm not going to go over that. Just don't buy it. Enchanted Elsa, 830 is the lowest listing on TCG Player right now. And there has been at least one sale for over $800 on TCG Player right now. So, highest card in the set, Chase card, over $800. Speaks for itself on why the box is so high right now still. I think as long as this retains its value, it's not really going to go down in price as a whole. And overall, this is going to warrant itself eventually. I think that this is a little a little crazy to me, but like we were talking about earlier before, you got to pay the waifu tax when you're looking at cards like Elsa. So another enchanted that is still kind of on the rise is Belle, Strange but Special. This one actually kind of fell over the weekend as well. I think with some reprints happening, but I definitely think that it's worth looking into right now because it's only 15 listings. This one only has 15 listings, and I feel like when enchanteds have a small amount of listings, it's a little it's important to take into consideration. Another enchanted that you might be looking into because of the amount of listings it has is the enchanted Carefree Surfer Stitch. Stitch overall has really been like climbing in like the meta relevancy, and there's only 14 listings on TCG Player. Most of them are under 300 though, but I think that this has the potential to get bought out and start going up in price the same way Elsa went up in price, and the same way there were people were kind of playing with those cards. So look out for these enchanteds. I think they're the ones to kind of look out for if you have them in your trade binder. Maybe you don't don't get rid of him. I wouldn't get rid of him. Rapunzel, the most expensive legendary, still up there at about like $60 for the non-foil. So when you pull this card, please keep it, because the foil itself, it has gone down less than 100, but it's still kind of an expensive card to have. So I'm just pointing these out because if you're a noob and you don't know about the game, if you pull Rapunzel, make sure you're getting your value out of that Rapunzel, guys. Um, Elsa Spirit of Winter. This card was at least 50 bucks. So it was at one point, I think, the most expensive legendary, and then Rapunzel kind of took over. Elsa Spirit of Winter is a great card. It's under $40 right now, like arguably on TCG Player, and I think that if you can scoop these up for that price, it's really good for your deck if you're going to commit to that. But I do want to discuss the cold foil price, because the cold foil price on this card is kind of neat too. Pulling this as a cold foil is honestly a really good pull. There's only 7 listings available on TCG Player for the cold foil, but the lowest one starts at $90. So it's already, for being a non-foil less than $40, that cold foil price is going to retain its value. So I would look out for this card in general in like a long-term game too. Like if you're just someone who appreciates like TCGs and like collecting stuff, and you know that some cards are always going to have like a really cool value. So foil Elsa, Spirit of Winter, at least 90 bucks on for the foil right now. That's always really cool. And then speaking of Elsa, Let It Go foils are also pretty high, and I'm a little salty because I sold mine for $12, and right now they're about $15 to $16 foils. So there's not that many people who have these listed either. So if you're one of the people who has them in general, I would definitely get your value out of this card. It went up a lot in price, I think, after Sapphire has been topping a lot of the events in the more recent time. So I want to say that this card is almost a mandatory 4 of, like we were talking about before, in Sapphire. So you definitely need it. I can see why the cold foil has gone up to about like $15, arguably. Obviously you have to take into consideration shipping and then the people you're buying it from, like TCG verified sellers, right? So going by TCG verified sellers, at least a $15 card. If you haven't bought it from TCG Player, I recommend you focus on using the verified sellers system. Aurora is also, it kind of maintains its price. It low-key went down, but there's a bunch in circulation. But if you're someone who's selling, I think this is a good card to list always. It always keeps like its $4 price mark when you're getting rid of it. So that's kind of cool because it is a starter deck card. It's one of the worst cards to pull, but I mean, you can get rid of the foil for at least like $5 right now. Carefree Surfer Stitch. Look at this guy go. Over $25 now. And then look at this chart with the foil, bro. The cold foil right now is like double the price. So this legendary in general has already past the $25 mark, even though it used to be like less than $10. So I think it might eventually hit $30 at some point this week because of how hyped it is, how hyped it's getting. There's only a couple listings, 26 listings, and there's only 3 cold foil listings, guys, for this card. And look at them, all over $50. When did this happen? This happened like overnight for me, bro. Look how much these shot up. The cold foils have been shooting up this week. People are definitely investing in their deck now. Now people know what they want to play for the next month or so. They want to know what cards they want to keep, and they definitely know what cards they want to hollow out, you know. So if you have cards that are foils that you either want to get rid of, make sure you're getting the value from them, or if you don't want to get rid of them, you know, keep them in your deck because the foils are going up, bro. Foils are definitely going up. Always a good pull. Stitch, Carefree Surfer Stitch is always a good pull. So I'm gonna hold on to mine for a little bit. Whole New World used to be less than $15 last week, and it's kind of trending back upward. I just wanted to point that out real quick because I think last week was the week to get these. You know, if you want them less than $20, I still think it's a good, you know, to pick up right now, maybe in a trade or something, because this card under $20 I think is a little undervalued. It's such a good card. I think it's going to be good next format, no matter. I think it's going to be good in almost any format as long as you can play it, right? I don't ever see a format where draw 7 is bad. So, okay, John Silver. Look at this guy also go, man. Him and Surfer Stitch and Elsa, like their foils have just been trending so high. As of right now, the only John Silver foils are over $30. The first 2 are in like the $30 to $38 range, and then it goes to 45. But these first 3 people, sellers, none of them have more than like 200 sales, right? So you go to the 4th seller, which has 10,000, like 50,000 plus sales, $54 for a cold foil John Silver. Now, depending on how you're looking at the market, you can value this at 50 bucks. You know, I see no reason why, if you're doing a trade today and you're watching this video, you got to make sure you can value that cold foil John Silver at 50 bucks today, right? 45 even if you want to be generous, but make sure, like I said, you're getting your money's worth. But yeah, this card for sure has jumped up a lot in price. The cold foil itself used to be, I want to say, at $25 literally a week ago, September 4th, no, sorry, a month ago, $16. And look at that, this has gone almost triple in price right now. John Silver going, and obviously we know why. We see how prevalent the Emerald has been in top cut of tournaments. It's probably one of the more budget friendly decks too, and this is really the only legendary you're using right now in Emerald, you know. Somebody make Beast popular. Cusco, Cusco, my favorite, no touchy. This is the cold foil section for Cusco. 20, less than $20, I think, is undervalued for the Cusco right now. But Cusco at a non foil is still $15 today. So I'm just staring at Cusco because I feel like he's gonna go over $15 soon. You know, I'm gonna bring it up every time. I think that cold foil price is a little low. So in my opinion, and I might buy some today myself. Hans, the Scheming Prince. I'm showing the Emerald cards right now because Emerald has been really popular lately. And I always point out that Hans, the cold foil and the non foil were the exact same price basically, and we've finally deviated away from that. So if you've been watching the market watch videos, you've seen that I've been wondering why the cold foil Hans has been the same price. I still don't know why they're so close, but now cold foil Hans is at least like $12, and the non foil is at least $8 to $9. So maybe even $10 if you want to really like get that money's worth. But that's a good card to see. Ariel Spectacular Singer has been kind of dropping a little bit in price. I think it was a little overinflated at more than like $10. I seen some sales at like $12, $15. That was a little high. So I can kind of see why it's like bouncing off the $10. There is less popularity in Amber decks right now, but it's still kind of a staple in the Amber deck. So maybe if you need this, it's a good week to pick it up, right? We have Flynn Rider, Charming Rogue. This is an uncommon that just like it sees a lot of play and constantly is always going to be worth something. It's back at like $3. So these were selling at like less than two, but these are just cards that when you pull them, guys, put them to the side. They're uncommons, yeah, but they're actually worth something. $3 each on a Flynn Rider is pretty good. And then same thing with the Cheshire Cat. Basically $3 each on the Cheshire Cat is really good. So that these went back up. They were less than $3, but now you're gonna have to pay at least $3 for those Cheshire Cats. Ooh, Ariel, who's it? Collector. Remember this card, guys? This card, this card fell a lot. I actually remember when it was kind of over $10 for like a weekend, less than $10. Now it's all the way down to $2. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's just been such little interest in playing a gimmicky deck like this, because the deck you use this for is actually like the Tomatoa or the item control with Maurice. It lets you gain a bunch of lore in one turn, and it's kind of like an OTK. And we ended up not needing that deck in the format. It's not good, unfortunately. So the price for the Ariel as a collector has dramatically fallen. This thing was actually worth something, and now it's worth less than $2. So if you still have these, I am sorry. Hades, Underworld, Lord of the Underworld. It's a really good foil right now to pull. These are trending upward, I think, for sure. It's really popular right now to play in Hades in an Amber deck. And you pulled the rare from the structure deck, if I'm not mistaken. So that's probably the only reason why the rare itself isn't super expensive. But pulling a foil is really nice. And I actually sold my foil for $5 over last week because it was low. And then this week they're over like $8. So that's one of the ones that I wish I would have held on to. And I do play Hades in my deck, so I should have just played it in my deck. I don't know why I sold it, but whatever. If you have Hades, it's a good sell. It's a good sell right now, I think. Eye of the Fates, another uncommon, but this is an uncommon that has been like, trending a lot in meta play. So people were just kind of getting rid of these for pennies or just leaving them in the bulk section, but now they're at least $1, at least $2, guys. So if you're someone who's like selling on TCG Player, if you're doing sales on OfferUp and you're throwing this in as bulk, or in general, you're somebody at locals wants to trade this from you, make sure you're valuing these at the right pricing, because Eye of the Fates and You Have Forgotten Me, these two are uncommon cards that have been kind of gaining a lot of meta play, and they're not as like hard to pull as Cheshire Cat and Flynn Rider, but they're definitely worth keeping in your trade binder, and definitely getting some value out of those. And especially if you have the cold foil versions of these, they're already like, oh, the You Have Forgotten Me is like $5. This one is less. It's only like $2, $3, but I think this one should be way more, just because the actual non-foil has just shot up to at least $2. So if you have these, make sure you're getting your value from them, guys. Make sure you're getting in that value. Tinkerbell most helpful, another card that is trending upward. Even the non-foils are like $2 as well, with the foils being at least like $3 4. I've been getting rid of these left and right because I just have them in bulk, you know. I really like the fact that Ursula has finally calmed down in the cold foil price. It was like $60 and now it's all the way down to 30. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. It's the actual non-foil sales though are good. It's always selling over 15, so I mean it's not the worst legendary to pull. It's not Taka, it's not Gantu. But you also can be Beast, which is not necessarily the best legendary to pull, but I see the price trending upward again still. So that's kind of cool. That it hasn't really like fallen under $6. So let's see if we can keep that pushing. You know, I really want to see what that Robin Hood does. And then White Rabbit's Pocket Watch. This cold foil is like $5, guys. That's a $5 card right there. If you pull a White Rabbit's Pocket Watch, I pull these. I feel like all the time in packs that I've gone through. So if you do have a White Rabbit's Pocket Watch, make sure you're keeping it off to the side. Oops. And then I have a Maleficent uninvited. The cold foils on these are about like $4. So a lot of the cold foil staples are starting to be appreciated. You know, cards that you normally would use in a lot of other decks, or then a lot of like decks like Sapphire that you need 3 or 4 of. Definitely necessary right now. Lantern has had a dramatic fall as well. People aren't really playing this card anymore. It was really good in the Amber Song deck, the Aerial Stitch deck that lets you summon a bunch of 1 ink characters. However, it's this card in general has seen a lot less play. I don't think it can really keep up with the meta anymore. I didn't think it was all that great to begin with, and then now that it's even harder to kind of play in a format where everyone's playing 4 Beast, it just has seen its you know its demise. I mean, it was like a $6 $7 card. Now it's under $4, probably like 350, about $4 you could value it. You know, I say keep it though because I don't think this is a bad card in general. I just think it's bad this format. You know, I don't think it's like the card to put in your deck right now, but I think it has a lot of potential in Amber. So maybe this is a card you want to collect and start picking up right now if you need it for some decks, right? And one of the last things I want to go over are these league promos. These league promos have just been killing me, bro. Look at this. They remember they got bought out and they jumped up all the way to like 15, the Hey Heys or whatever at least, and now they're all the way down to dang near three, not even like $7. You know, so $7 for the Hey Hey promo. The Mickey promo has also go down in price, guys. These are selling for under $20 on TCG Player right now. Remember they got bought out. They're always over 20. Sometimes they're under 20, like right under 20. So some of these sales are less than $20. So league promos. I mean, I didn't. We know now that they're making new league promos for Chapter 2. So how long will it be until these promos are no longer in circulation? I see them all the time. I see them getting one and posted on Facebook at locals. I won this at locals, and I see the posts. You know, congrats to all the winners who get these. So I know there's a lot in circulation, but we know for sure that Chapter 2 is giving us new league promos. So will that impact the price? I don't know. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like many things are impacting the price right now, to be quite honest. Other than like meta, other than like what's happening in tournament play. All these rumors about new reprints and waves that are coming earlier haven't really done anything. Until we see them on the shelves and until we feel the circulation, it's not going to change the price, guys. So you know, just be aware, be smart with your shopping. Please, if you have any comments, or let us know in the comments of anything you want to see on the Market Watch or anything in general for Lorcana content. We appreciate you. You goons have a good rest of your week.